the Superman trailer released today, and I couldn't be more excited about this. It's been a while since we had a Superman movie. I know Zack Snyder's Justice League was only a few years ago. Man, time flies, but yeah, it was a few years ago. But if you remember, Joss Whedon's Justice League came out in, I believe, 2017. So we got 7 years there since we've had a Superman movie. And look, I'm a fan of the Snyderverse, the DC EU films. Heck, I'm even a fan of The Flash, which I know you're not supposed to say out loud. But I am ready for a different take on the character of Superman. My favorite iteration of Superman is the Christopher Reeve version that from Superman the movie and the subsequent movies. But that was in 1978, and I think obviously Christopher Reeve kind of embodied that character in a way that was special, and is still recognized as special. So I'm excited to see this trailer. So let's give it a look. Somebody gave Soups the wops. Clark Kent. She looks great.
Crypto. Home. Take me home.
Superman. Superman.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Goosebumps, baby. And this kind of goes to what I was talking about, right? So you had the Zack Snyder verse DCEU, and I have my thoughts on Henry Cavill Superman, but what I'll give him is this: I don't think he had a good characterization of Superman. You hear people talk about it ad nauseum, but just that feeling of aspiration and hope, and Superman kind of represents everything is going to be all right, and you can rise above, and you're supposed to get goosebumps and all of that stuff. I didn't get that from Zack Snyder's Superman and Henry Cavill's Superman. To be fair to him, again, he didn't necessarily have the characterization to play. I think the closest we got to it was probably in Joss Whedon's Justice League towards the end, where he became a bit more joyful, a bit more playful, a lot less serious. But I just don't think it ever reached the heights in terms of those things that I personally enjoy about the character Superman. The other thing, Clark Kent, Superman, there's supposed to be a distinction between the two. Um, Clark Kent is at least how he presents himself in Metropolis to the people who know him at the Daily Planet. Lois prior to her knowing that he's Superman, Jimmy, Perry White, all those guys that we actually got to see. We didn't see Perry White, but we did get to see a few of the other characters. He presents himself a certain way. I love the fact that the hair is covering the face, because the age-old argument: how does Lois not know? Right. So I think it was a bit better. Even, when we saw Clark, he was a bit more slouched. He was a bit more, that kind of goofy farm boy thing when he was looking around, and the suit was huge. So it kind of covered up how massive he is. And shout out to David Cornsweet, man. He got pretty ripped for this role. All those things are part of the characterization, right? So you hear, and I think Zack Snyder even kind of alluded to this, or even maybe even said it, but I'm not sure. But there's this idea that Superman is not relatable. Superman is not supposed to be relatable. Clark Kent goes through the human things. Clark Kent deals with the challenges of his relationship with Lois. What happens to his father. I don't know if, what's going to happen with Pa Kent in this version or in this movie. Certainly there was a part in the trailer there that, to me, kind of led me to believe something was going on with Pa Kent that Clark/Superman just couldn't save. But those things that he has to deal with, that's the human part. That's the part that we relate to, we connect to. Superman, on the other hand, is supposed to be the best of us. It's supposed to kind of give you that, I can go out and save the world type of feeling, and he's a hero, man, and I'm a huge Batman fan, but Superman is the cornerstone, really, of superheroes across the board, whether you're a Marvel fan, DC fan, or otherwise. So I was happy to see in this trailer. It felt bright. It felt vibrant. It felt hopeful. There was an ascension from the beginning where somebody completely put the wops on Superman towards the end, where you kind of saw him taking off and flying into the sky. And that's how it's supposed to feel. Crypto. I know there was a little bit of some concern that I read online about crypto. And, it's a lot of haters out there right now that are, that for whatever reason just can't see past, I guess, Zack Snyder and his vision to be welcoming of James Gunn and his vision. But I saw some things about crypto and didn't want it to be silly. Well, crypto is part of the lore, man. He's part of the lore, and the way that he was used in this trailer, and I would imagine the subsequent film, he's a friend, he's a protector, he's a helper, he's all of those things to Superman, and I thought that was really cool. There's this part that it's this thing that's happening not even as of late. If you go back to Superman Returns, right? So Superman goes off, he comes back. Lois wrote an article why the world doesn't need Superman. I gotta see that in the movie because I'm kind of tired of the world being angry at him, and maybe we need that in this movie to kind of set up his triumph over whatever's going on and the complete winning over of the people of Metropolis and maybe even beyond. I'm tired of seeing that, but we'll see how that works out in this film. I'm certainly willing to give James Gunn the shadow of the doubt, because I think that he's done his films I just really, really enjoy. I just watched Guardians 3 the other night. Really, really enjoy. Yeah, this is cool, man. Got to see some villains. Got to see the world that's being built. James Gunn said something that really resonated with me. He said that they are building a world, not building a story. So one of the criticism I have of the MCU is that it was so heavily dependent on Thanos and the arc of Thanos, from him being introduced early on to obviously the conclusion in Endgame, that I don't know that there was anything thought of beyond that. I don't know. Obviously, the subsequent movies, it just didn't feel like that. That there was no. It just didn't feel like that. And so the idea that you're building a world, and so you're introducing Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, you're introducing Hawk Girl, you're introducing Mr. Terrific into this world, so that superheroes exist. I'm sure the relationship that they have is, going to be one that is poignant. Although I don't know how much screen time we're going to see between those, all of those parties, but I do like the fact that they're building a world. I'm excited to see what happens with Batman and Brave and the Bold. I'm excited to see what happens with Wonder Woman, so on and so forth. I think they're off to a great start with Creature Commandos. This trailer, if it's any indication of what we're going to get from this movie, I couldn't be more excited about it. With that being said, let us know in the comments. Are you excited for Superman? I know I am. If you see little ticker below me, please like, comment, and subscribe. This is Retcon. We certainly love having you here. Up and away. Take care.